This is Traxx FM, and it's time for Face to Face with your host, speaking to today's panelists. Face to Face, exclusively on Traxx FM.
Welcome to today's edition, and just like the recent weeks, well, we are on the phone lines, with my special guest today for Face to Face. And today I'll be speaking to the man behind the the KLEFF or KLEFF Festival, and how they're approaching change this year, as well as overall, we're going to find out more about their programming as well, also in line with Earth Day 2020. But first up, let me welcome to face-to-face today, Fadlys Bakhtiar, who is the Econite Program Director, as well as the Festival Director for the KL Eco Film Festival. Fadlys, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Kong Yu, how are you?
I am good. It's great to be able to touch base with you.
Yes, I'm. This is. I know it feels different because usually we'll be seeing each other face to face. But nonetheless, there's always something new to learn and embrace and adapt to.
Absolutely. I think that has been the theme, for the MCO period that we find ourselves in so far, But first up, since you're on the phone lines today, okay, for the uninitiated, right, tell us a little bit about Econite.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me in this conversation. So basically, Econite, for those out there, the listeners, Econite is a non-governmental organization, environmental organization. We are established in 2005 with a vision to empower people to live sustainably. So one of our main mission statement is to mainstream the concept of sustainability in Malaysia through strategic and effective communications. And of course, our organization focuses on working with key stakeholders to drive and empower sustainable action for a better planet. We have 5 pillars that we work on, which is community development and education, public outreach, rehabilitation, restoration and conservation, sustainability communication, and also youth development and volunteerism.
Right.
So I answered that.
Okay, wait. No, that's a good description for those who want to know a little bit about Econite.
Yes.
And have not managed to, get the information thus far,
Yes,
but
we need to make sure more people know about Econite.
Absolutely, Let's many things to talk about today, and let's begin with.
I hope we can cram everything into this short conversation.
Let's begin with the commemoration yesterday, right?
Yes.
Many people were talking about how this year the observance of Earth Day is a lot different this year, and a lot more relevant in the case of the points that's being driven home, right? Let's talk about that. What is this year's Earth Day, which was yesterday, April the 22nd, all about?
So April 22nd every year is the celebration of the Earth Day. But yesterday or this year is rather significant to everyone globally because it marks the 50th anniversary of the Earth Day since 1970. So it was initiated in 1970. So because of Earth Day, it has increased awareness of the planet we live on and encouraged people to learn more about many things, especially things that have impacted the environment, such as pollution, climate change, endangered species, and many other environmental issues.
And was this year's theme, by the way, that the theme, I believe, was climate action?
So this year's Earth Day celebration is themed climate action, and the objective is to bring forth the global effort in the bid to reduce climate change impact from our own cause, our man-made work. So although the celebration this year could not be celebrated, physically out there due to the COVID pandemic, however, it is still conducted mainly digitally as to express our collective intention to appreciate the Earth.
Well, that's quite amazing. So 50th, Oh, am I doing the math? Yeah, okay, doing the math correctly. Do you know if the climate action is something important in terms of awareness in terms of people actually, doing something about protecting the environment, and also its serious repercussions on the lack thereof on climate change itself, isn't it? Was there?
So basically, climate action is like, I think for the past few years we've been talking about the climate change.
Yep.
People now know more about climate change, but I think moving on to being informed, having information and having all this data, science, facts, and opinions from various people from around the world. Now, what do we do? Because basically the Earth is going through, especially before the COVID, going through very, very rapid overdevelopment and overconsumption. So climate action essentially is to sort of mobilize action to slow down the changes that is happening.
Right. And I'm just curious. I mean, I imagine that these themes were chosen way in advance, isn't it? I'm just trying to put it into perspective of what we're facing right now with the COVID-19 pandemic and the strain, in a way that the uncanny relationship between the timing of Earth Day as well as the theme with the current COVID-19 situation around the world. Yes.
So it's almost, it's really surreal, right? Like, things happen for a reason. I guess that I believe there's higher, definitely higher meaning to all this, and it gives us the time to reflect about, how our hurried life, how fast living, age of convenience have taken us to a point that we need something very, very minute, something very, very small, like the virus, to stop everything and make us all think about what have we done to the environment. So, but you can see, we have seen globally and nationally, the effect of MCO towards environment. I'm sure you have seen articles or saw photos about, the quality of the air, the quality of the river, and also I know there's a lot of photos or videos of animals now roaming around.
I know. I was sharing a story with all our listeners the other day. Monkeys in my neighborhood.
Even otters. I saw just a moment ago some photos from the Sungai Melaka River, and you've seen the fishes and the clear water. Even I think, if I'm not mistaken, for example, yesterday article. And the speech from the YB Minister and YB Deputy Minister of Ministry of Environment and Water, have indicated that the API, the Air Pollution Index, river quality, a lot of it has been improved. So, but this is something, Kong Yu, perhaps that, as a conversation, I would like to also pose to you and myself, something for us to think. What is our strategy to keep this quality post-MCO? For example, there's another article today from Astra Awani mentioned that, from one of the professors from UPM mentioned that there are waste from face masks and clinical waste that might be harmful and carries virus, because you've seen these are also some of this pollution that is also happening. Doing this mask and all these things irresponsibly.
That's right.
So this is one of it. And I think what is important for us to think is that how do we go back to our normal lives if there is going to be an moving direction? Keep this in mind that there are a lot of things that we have been taken for granted. Have to be more mindful and take this Earth Day yesterday or this year as a very, very good indication that we have to do better. And
then that's going to be a key point when life gets back a little bit more to normal, in terms of what do we do on a day-to-day basis and how that really does affect one another, but also more importantly, like you were saying, the environment, right?
Yeah, because everyone will try to get back as fast as possible to their normal speed, because we have been impacted economically, especially, right? And we have to sort of recover the losses. But I think it's a very, very, I said it to my team, I said this is a very critical and very important time for us to increase our mission to inform businesses, government, that why don't now we choose a better way to do our business, to bring the economy up again, because this is the time to reset.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the key ways I think we can see is the maybe the non-crucial nature of interaction, being face to face. Like what we're doing over the phone lines. Well, this might not be the best way. I mean, because I can't see you visually, but then again, all the other visual apps that we have right now that enable face-to-face conversations, meetings, and all that. So that might be a way to reduce the carbon footprint overall, right?
Definitely. I mean, we never thought that we'd be able to communicate and have meetings and get things done without going out of home. It is possible, although it's inconvenient and at some point could be stressful. But if we can collectively decide that globally, this is not just individually, right? Even if the government say that, okay, starting from now, work from home 2 days a week. So we have a lot of things. And
Yes.
people are used to it, but given more freedom, and things still can go back to normal with less impact.
That's right. And we've been talking about other areas of the economy as well that remain untapped prior to the pandemic in terms of what people can do within the home, right? Mothers who are wanting, to generate part-time income and so on, right?
Yeah, and more family time.
And
More family time is absolutely critical to the health of the society.
Yep. Okay, we'll take a very, very short breaker right here. Back in about under half a minute from now. And we'll talk about the Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Festival, how that is going to have changes this particular year, and then some when we come back in a few moments, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, well, hang on the line. Back in a few moments right here on Face to Face.
Face to Face will be back right after this. Stay tuned to know more about today's topic exclusively on Traxx FM.
Welcome back to Face. It's Kong Yu with you on the edition of the show dated today, Thursday, April 23rd. I'm talking to my buddy Fadlys Bakhtiar, who's the Econite Program Director as well as the Director of the Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Festival, talking about Earth Day 2020, talking about the COVID-19 pandemic and its effects on our lives, and more importantly, what we need to be mindful and to be proactive once we get back to almost normal or the new normal life that is to come in the near future. Thanks for being here, Fadlys.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
still here.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Festival, a little bit of background on that, and then also you've got some updates for us as well for this year's edition, yeah?
Right. So Econite is also the founder and the organizer of the International Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Festival, or KLEFF as a short form. So basically, it's a platform to promote sustainability through eco-theme film festival and many other programs. And over the last 12 years, since 2008, we have engaged over 100,000 people, through physical events, like festivals, road shows, satellite screenings, but it remains very localized. But I think now, with the current physical restrictions, so a lot of things have been considered to move to digital, and because of the global pandemic, everyone is forced to think how they operate and to be productive. So that includes Econite as well. So for this year, with the current situation and possible exit strategy, and also all these recommendations from Ministry of Health about no physical events throughout the whole year. So we are still working on the best method or the best solution to run the festival this year. But the festival is in October every year, so we cannot wait until October to decide. So one of the things that we have we decided to embark on is going digital. So hence, yesterday during the 50th anniversary of the Earth Day, we officially launched our online streaming platform called KLEFF
Mm.
to basically to make sure that we can reach out to the public and keep education, environmental education, in the digital platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So with the Ministry of Environment and Water have been huge support as well. I think even since some years already, like for 3-4 years back already. And yesterday during the launch, they're also running a lot of different programs, and one of the programs is linked back to the online platform, which is KLEFF that we have launched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us more about KLEFF, if I pronounce it
Yeah.
correct, right?
I know it sounds like Netflix or iFlix, so it's
Right.
KLEFF. Yeah.
Right. So tell us more about this. So basically, the films that have basically environmental themes, as well as documentaries, features, and all that will be available essentially for streaming.
Yes. So KLEFF is the digitalization of the KLEFF, the physical festival, to reach a wider audience and mobilize environmental education via mainly audiovisual systems. So it's a one-stop center to screen eco films, including several award-winning films from past, current, and hopefully future KLEFF events. So the idea is that people can still have access to watch this film and keep themselves educated and learn about what's happening globally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of the availability, is it going to? You're saying the base essentially it's been launched,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So people can. It's actually live now, is it?
It is actually live. So
Mhm.
it's actually live on the website. I can share the website later, probably towards the end. So basically, they are mainly besides the education. We are, as I'm sure many other organizations, businesses have been impacted economically. So similarly to us, our fundraising initiatives have been also affected. So one of the ways for us to continue our reach and also to generate fundraising to continue all of our initiatives for the past many years.
Mm-hmm.
So we created this to perhaps as a way to to fundraise. So what happens is that for the KLEFF portal, you can subscribe as a free member. You can still watch plenty of free content, free film.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have premium content, which is our partnership with the filmmakers. So if you purchase on a monthly basis or annual basis, contract or a subscription, you will be able to access these exclusive films that otherwise won't be available on commercial platforms. So these are the films that we have over the years, and every month we will continuously add more films, and curate more films. So there will be more and more available films from around the world to be watched or to be viewed by our subscribers.
Right. And that's so uncanny. It only took a pandemic to actually get things to this particular stage. Yeah.
But the fact, just a bit of a fun fact. I've been thinking about this for a couple of years already.
Right.
It didn't materialize because we were so busy with like our physical initiatives.
Correct.
It was on the shelf for as long as I think like 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, during tough situation, we were all forced to be creative and to rethink about, what can we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we put this idea just a month ago.
Yep.
We started this project only a month ago in March.
Mm-hmm.
And within a month or about a month, now we have launched the portal, and we appreciate that, the public can be a bit patient and help us to learn and improve also. Yeah. Yeah,
but I see this, what an amazing step up, leveling up for you guys at Econite, and also for KLEFF overall. And now, you've got essentially, I guess, outside of an actual curated physical festival, this is the way to go. I mean, it's making sure that, the content actually gets to get out to a much bigger audience, isn't it?
Yeah, much bigger audience. We can now look at really global audience. And the best thing about it is that, KLEFF is the first, the biggest, and the longest environmental film festival in ASEAN for the past 13 years. And now I hope that, I don't know about the fact, but I hope that this is also, the first Eco Film Festival online platform in ASEAN. I hope. I've not checked the facts yet, but I hope we are the first also to do this in ASEAN.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
This was the perfect time to do that, and things happen for a reason, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, I have to take this opportunity for you to, thank my team. I mean, really, because there's so many struggles to deal with during MCO, and they put up their confidence in this idea, and everyone worked really hard to make this happen. It's a start. It's a long way to go, but like you said, there is blessed in disguise. There's nothing no better time to launch this.
You're right.
Yeah.
On a day-to-day living example, or as an example for that, that's a perfect way that that I guess a person like you has to adapt for their daily routine under the MCO, isn't it? So, well, can't do this. Okay, so you might as well work on this project that you've been working on a little bit for the past couple of years, and then bring it to fruition. So you've been a very busy man.
To be frank with you, and I hope I can share this, it was very tough for me. I think for a lot of people at the early stage, it was very, very tough. I was really not feeling healthy. I was really stressed, and really, everything was really distorted.
That's right.
But then I think someone shared with me about, the normal scenario, the fear zone, learn zone, and the growth zone. So I feel like it is important that we understand the steps to deal with it. And after I think I recovered from it, I shared with my team. I provided more support. I mean, to share with them, and also I think most important to lend a hand for someone who needs help. I think more than ever now, we need to look after each other more than ever, even though we are afar. Yeah. So one of the ways is, again, to try and be productive. I think it's not really about the quantity of work now. It's more about the quality of work. Like, you have something that you really want to do, something that you've been thinking about for some years, like KLEFF is something that we've been thinking about some years. Finally, we thought that, why don't we try and make ourselves proud and prove that we all can still work and achieve our mission. During this tough time.
Right. Okay, so there you go. This is an example of bringing an undeveloped idea into reality in pretty much less than a month's time, isn't it?
Yeah, just about a month's time, just before the MCO, and then we launched it yesterday.
Right. Well, congratulations on that. And
thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your support.
You're welcome. And like I said, congrats. Where can the public go, listeners go to find out more about, all things to do with Earth Day 2020 and also the newly launched KLEFF?
Okay, so for those who have not heard about Econite, you can check our organization at Econite, ECOKNIGHTS.org.my, Econite, on Facebook, social media platforms, Instagram, but also particularly for the KLEFF, you can check out on our website. It's KLEFF, KLEFFLIX.KLEFF.my. So basically, it's on the KLEFF.my website, and there's a microsite on the website. So it's KLEFF, almost like a Netflix.
Okay.
Anyway, just to make it easy for people to relate to our initiative.
Right.
Yes.
Like I said, amazing stuff. And once again, congratulations. And before we let you go today, Fadly, any final messages for today's session for our listeners they'd like to share?
Right. So I would like to take this opportunity to send my on behalf of Econite and KL Eco Film Festival team, would like to send well wishes to everyone in Malaysia, and just generally everyone throughout the whole world who's going through this unprecedented time. I just hope that everyone stay healthy, stay safe at home, And if you need help, please get the support and the help, because, going through a situation like this alone is not very healthy. And there are a lot of things that we can do at home. Econite also launched our Sustainability at Home campaign series, where we all have to record our videos at home and doing different eco-friendly activities and share it with the public, so you can still be sustainable, eco-friendly at home. And don't forget to subscribe to KLEFF platform and learn more about environmental issues, sustainable development issues, or even climate action issues around the world and in Malaysia.
Nice. Thank you so much for that message. And it was great having you on the show, as well as touching base after, this past few months.
I wish you well as well, Kong Yu. And, I miss having a conversation with you in the studio, So hopefully after this have ended, perhaps we can, meet
You're
up
right.
and,
You're right.
hang out again.
Yeah, even in studio will be socially appropriately socially distanced.
I think we'll be like 6 feet away, right? Like a different room.
Yeah, well, typically we're not bad. I mean, the table is at least it's more than 3 feet across. So.
I think so, right? It's quite far.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll be fine anyway. But it was nice to catch up. Once again, congrats to EcoKnights for KLEFF, and all the best, and stay safe, buddy.
Yes, you too. Take care.
Okay.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And that's a wrap for today's Face-to-Face. Been speaking with Fadlys Bakhtiar, EcoKnights Program Director, and also the KLEFF Festival Director overall. Yep. Up next, closing up for today. Stay tuned.
That's all the time we have for today's Face-to-Face. We'll be back next week with your host speaking to the panelists discussing interesting topics. Join us next week, Face-to-Face, exclusively on Traxx FM.